Sup shooters, my name is Logan aka Spiderhands and welcome to SP Reviews, where today we're going to be checking out a track from a selection of artists named Electric Avalanche, ODN Prince, and Caveman512. This track is called Friends. Without further ado, we're switching over to here. We've got the album art on full. There we go. Electric Avalanche featuring ODN Prince and Caveman512. Friends, Electric Avalanche. We're going to listen to this track from start to finish, and we're going to hear what we think. Oh, that rise. That slow rise. The guitar works sublime, man. Gorgeous atmosphere to it. Ooh. Hang on, I'm just going to turn it up a little bit in my headphones. There we go. Nice bass resonance there. And the percussion's kind of neat as well. Oh. That is some of the most authentic auto-tune I've heard in quite a while. That modulation is on point. I love it. I'm really happy that this hook came in when it did. I think it's exactly what it needed to, especially in a 3-minute, sort of sub 3-minute 30 track. You need that hook to come in first. Had a lot of friends, but they all turned phony. Oh, I get it. So these are about like friends that aren't really your friends, you know? They're just pretending to be until they get what they want and then they go away. That 0808 is working really well to kick.
Where did all of my friends go? I don't really know. Niggas really never got your back like they say they do. I done learned my lesson. Keeping loyalty in question. Hating is the new profession. Jealousy is the obsession.
You can tell that the mixing has been done really well. Those vocals are sitting beautifully on top of the 808, the drum kits, the percussion, that bass, you know, everything else. It's been panned really well, as well as the different instruments in the mix. It's really quite a sublime sort of experience.
Move in different directions, I always keeping them guessing. Bruises from the affliction is the only thing I'm stressing. Trying to teach a lesson while I'm looking for my blessing. But until the wait is over, I'll carry it on my shoulder.
I'm loving the flow of this guy as well. He's really confident and polished in his delivery. You can tell a lot about who he is by how he raps. It's coming through nice and clearly. He's telling a story well.
Told you this world is colder than winters in Minnesota. Must be built like a soldier to kill him without a motive.
Damn, man, before we get into that next hook, that finished well. You've got to be cold to survive in this world, man. You've got to be a soldier to have that mental fortitude to be able to deal with the kind of BS that occurs on a daily basis. That melody as well. Like, I loved the delivery, that the rhythm of the verse rapping was pretty spot on, but this melody is so catchy and it's repeated in a way that gets stuck in your head. Fundamental understanding of how to write a good hook. Really solid chorus. Good to have this kind of 8th note 1 and 2, and this 8th note groove in the second half of the chorus as well. Nice development there.
Always the ones that are really close to you. You show them love and all they do is fuck you. The fuck I need a friend like that. And then me on my back. To be honest, I'd rather be lonely. Bitch, I don't fuck with a car. The air don't stick to jail from a gas. This life don't give you in the sympathy. All my haters in assembly. I'm this and I'm that. They hate that I'm back. I kill them softly. Leave them off beat. If you cross me, that is costly. You think you know me, not even know. Not just anybody can be close to me. Not just anybody can be.
Very different vocal style to the previous efforts we've had. I think we've listened to all 3 artists involved in here, you know. I'm wondering if is Electric Avalanche singing the chorus line, or are they involved in one of the verses and ODN Prince is maybe doing the chorus, or is Caveman doing the chorus? You know what I mean? Like, you can tell there's clear differentiation between each musician, and that's really important. You need to have that so that you can tell who's where.
If I don't cut the grass, my brother got my back. Fuck these snakes and fuck these knives that that are behind my back.
My friends that be taking stuff from me. It's always your friends that be turning good foes.
All right. Yeah, I mean, I'm glad that if he doesn't cut the grass, his brother has his back. Is that what I've... Like, he's talking about how, like, his family is reliable, but he can't rely on his friends? Hang on, I'll be right back.
My brother got my back. Nobody can be around me. If I don't cut the grass, my brother got my back. They can't be close to me. Not just anybody can be around me. My back, to be honest, I'd rather be lonely. Bitch, I don't fuck with the card. The air don't stick to jail from a gas. This life don't give you in the sympathy.
That triplet vibe as well earlier in this verse is really spot on. I like the way they've approached it there. That change in pace is really dope. You know, just having that kind of break in the middle of that verse to kind of show you what you can do at a slower and at a quicker speed, and how eloquent and sort of how well you sort of deliver those lyrics.
I'm this and I'm that. They hate that I'm back. I kill them softly. Leave them off beat. If you cross me, that is costly. You think you know me, not even know.
So from the sort of message I'm getting here is that this person doesn't really want anyone around them, as opposed to the first verse where we're talking about how, like, it's difficult to sort of get by and you have to be able to sort of weather, sort of have the stamina to sort of be able to weather it. You know, that this person's like, no, I don't actually want to have to deal with that at all. I don't want to take the risk. That's kind of the impression I got from that. If we go back to where we were before, I think we're about here, weren't we?
My back. Fuck these snakes and fuck this knife that are behind my back.
And back into that hook. That was a nice little feel going back into it as well. I dig it. You know, like all three sort of... The music, the song itself was cohesive the whole way through stylistically, you know, like, yeah, that main sort of fundamental music idea with like the guitar and piano lines with the bass and drums coming in occasionally. Sometimes the hi-hats kind of took the reins of things and the kicks were left out for a bit. You know, the subject matter was similar across the board from different perspectives within the same sort of subset from each of the vocalists. It's nice to have this instrumental section at the end. It's nice that the hook was at the start and the end to kind of sum up the main concept of the track. All in all, I think this is really well done. The software I'm using, Music B, is pretty vicious in the sense that I can't really tell whether this is as loud as it needs to be or whether, because I think I'm not sure whether Music B does any sort of compression to the vocals. There were some parts where I was wondering if the vocals were like maybe a little bit quiet, like in that triplet bit in that second verse. I'm wondering if maybe there's like the vocals were a tiny bit quiet, but I think it could also be these headphones. And like the bass frequencies, like the lower frequencies, were handled really well. Again, that resonance, like if that bass had been like 0.5 dB higher, it would have been a little bit too much. Do you know what I mean? But then again, the kicks were sidechained so well with the other instruments that I think it is again just these headphones. The mixing and mastering was on point. This was a great collaboration. I'm really happy with it. Friends, again. Electric Avalanche featuring ODN, Prince, and Caveman512. Really well done. Again, I'll just show the album art here. Really nice album art here. There's a lot going on, but I dig it. Switching over to the main camera. I can't really fault it. I'd like to hear more from Electric Avalanche and the other sort of featured artists to kind of get a feel of whether this was like their main sort of style of production and music or whether they sort of branch out into the other ones, because every vocalist did well within this piece and presented different viewpoints, which again were very sort of engaging. I think just a personal highlight for me as well, just before we finish, was actually that kind of percussive groove in the verses. I liked having those hi-hats that were nice and busy and with those kicks and snares. I think the tempo, the actual speed of the song was fantastic. It suited it really well. It was the right speed for this kind of material. It kept you moving whilst also giving you some time to consider the lyrics and the implications of them. I don't think that having the song any longer than it was would have necessarily helped it. It was enough time for everybody to have their say. And I'm really sorry that these people have such crappy friends. Like, for real, it sucks. Hopefully these people have people around them now that treat them better. There's actually a surprising amount of material I review where people are talking about all these kind of terrible people in their life and the kind of sort of BS they have to deal with on an everyday basis. And it's a shame that these people exist and they cause drama. But at least from what I understand about each of the experiences presented, people are kind of learning to cope with it one way or another. But that's effectively my review of Friends by Electric Avalanche, as well as ODN Prince and Caveman512. Hopefully you enjoyed listening to this music. Please to check out each of these artists' various social medias. I'm sure they have Soundclouds and Spotify's as well. Remembering, of course, this track will be released on the 21st of April. So when you see this review, I am assuming it will be the same day as the track comes out, 21st of April. So that'll be awesome. So you can go check it out. That'll be lots of fun. And please stay cool, stay safe, and please remember to support your local musicians and artists at this point in time, as they need all the help they can get us with all the great stuff going on. I'll catch you in the next review. Spider hands up.